Welcome to the third video in our series that we're calling The New Wave of Yoga. When we talk about the new wave of yoga, we're talking about the intersection of traditional yoga practices that many of us have learned from the last 10, 20, or 30 years of practice, and how those techniques can be combined with the latest insights in anatomy, physiology, fitness science, and so on. So in the past two videos, you've been learning about arm movements. You've been learning about what to do with the shoulder socket. You've been learning about what to do with shoulder blades. You've been learning to keep the glutes on in the plank pose and so on. In this video, we're going to turn inward and we're going to take a traditional yoga practice of breathing that we call Ujjayi pranayama. And we're going to look at it in detail so that we're bringing together the physiology, the physical level of yoga practice, with psychology and the mental aspect of practice. Because you can take hundreds of workshops or online courses learning about where to put your hand in a yoga pose or where to put your gaze. What we want to do is take this further and also talk about where to put the mind in practice. Ujjayi pranayama is a fascinating practice. And again, here's another place where I think the technique has been exaggerated or made gross by overemphasizing certain parts of the practice and either underemphasizing or missing others. So for example, a lot of times I hear Ujjayi pranayama being taught as a practice to just make noise. So for example, you hear some teachers say that when you breathe, it should sound like Darth Vader. There's a lot of confusion about how to practice breathing in yoga postures, because in some schools, we're taught to expand the belly and do belly breathing. This can often cause belly distension, which can collapse and compress the lumbar vertebrae. In some schools of yoga, they focus on breathing up in the chest. And if you're always breathing in the chest, this can create a lot of tension in the vestigial ligaments of the scalene muscles.